Oh, sorry about that, folks, for this slightly late start. I was just grabbing myself a cup of tea. Let me get the music on in the background. There we go. Jurassic Jaws, I do not do collaboration streams. If I was going to do a collaboration stream, it would be announced and stuff. Maybe in the near future I might do one, but not for today. Hello, King Giga. You watch these streams so much that now the first thing you see when you log in. Well then, I suppose that makes you a dedicated fan. Right. So, today's job... I might just turn the music down ever so slightly. There we go. So today what we're doing is we are going to create our very final rating for the animals in Jurassic World Evolution 2. And as part of that, we're going to use a JPOG style rating system. So that is a star-based system as opposed to a numbers-based system. So I've already put in our ratings. We're going to go from 1 to 10, but there is a couple of caveats to this. I'm only going to allow a maximum of 10 10-star animals because I want us to be really, you know, harsh with our system. So yeah, only 10 animals. Now, just so I can also make it clear, so what we're going to be basing this on, I'm going to put it in chat as well, just so that everybody can know what we're going to be basing it on. So, how famous the animal is what we're going to be basing it on. How large it is, how distinctive it is, the skins, and any other features that are good, like social animations. So that's what we're going to be using to determine what the star ratings are. Some of these I'm going to go through quite quickly. Some will, you know, ask you guys what you think. But let's just give a couple of examples for the top end, the middle, and the low end. Immediately, low end, 1 star is Combies and Moros Intrepidus. They're what I think about when I think about a 1-star animal. Pretty boring, basic, kind of pointless. In the middle, a 5-star animal. Thought about this for quite a while before I came on stream, but for me, a 5-star animal, Chasmosaurus, okay? Kind of distinctive, thanks to its horns, thanks to its frill. Kind of chunky, but there are probably better ceratopsians that are gonna, you know, rank higher. So venomous, just because. So what I want to make clear you understand is just because an animal is big doesn't mean it's going to be 10 stars. Okay, we're going to take into account all of those aspects that I listed there, looking at the animal as a whole. So, you know, 10-star animal could still be small, but very large animals are obviously going to have higher ratings, okay? It's just one of those things that we have to accept. Top tier animal, I think no one is going to debate me putting T-Rex in there as the top tier animal. Where is... Have I just gone blind? Where is... Oh, there we go. There we go. T-Rex. Obviously, T-Rex is always going to be 10 stars. It's never not going to be. So I would debate on that. Tyrannosaurus has the most annoying roar in the game. Yeah, it roars way too often. I do agree with you there. So, I'm not going to go alphabetically. Let's try and pick a little bit of a theme for our first few animals. Let's go with let's tackle, I think, the Pachycephalosaurids. Let's tackle the Pachycephalosaurids first, because I think there are some interesting opinions on those. Where is Stygimoloch? Stygimoloch. So, Pachycephalosaurus, Hamalocephali, and Stygimoloch. I'm actually going to put this into... is it F10? F11? No. F12? No, definitely not F12. Whoops. How do I view in... F11 is full screen. That was strange. There we go. So, Jurassic Jaws is a 10. Nowhere near a 10, Jurassic Jaws. Remember, we're not... Something else I want to make it clear, we're not doing this on our personal rating. So this is, if we were designing, say, Jurassic World Evolution 3 and making it a star-based system, this is where we would put the animals in that star-based system on Jurassic World Evolution 3. Okay, this is not based on personal opinions of the animals. Okay. Packy, I rated a 7 or an 8. That's pretty high, Jow. Considering what other animals might be here in the 7 or 8 bracket. Kairu says 2 for Hamalocephali. I think 2 for Hamalocephali is acceptable. Considering I'm pretty sure Hamalocephali was 2 in JPOG. Actually, it might help people. Let me just get my copy of JPOG with its instruction manual. Because in here, they list what they gave the dinosaurs star rating wise. So we can go back to JPOG and sort of see where our system is in line. So, Hamalocephali in JPOG. Okay, interestingly, they gave it 3 stars. Now, with their 5-star rating, that would make Hamalocephali a 5-star animal on ours. Interestingly, other animals that were in there included Camarasaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Gallimimus. Now, personally, I think Parasaurolophus is a bit higher than that. So I think the Hamalocephali in JPOG was way too high up. I think 2 stars is appropriate. Jurassic Jaws says 4. 4 might be a bit low. Oh, there's Draco Rex. I always forget Draco Rex exists in this game. I think everyone does. I think Draco Rex is worse than Hamalocephali. I think Hamalocephali has better skins for a start. Draco Rex is 3. Draco Rex should be 3. Draco Rex is bigger. Again, just because it's slightly bigger, you have to take the animal as a whole. People not understanding the basis of the rules here. Draco Rex has worse skins. It might be bigger than Hamalocephali, but the skins are worse. I think Stiggy is 4 might be a little bit harsh, but we'll put it in 4 to start with. Dracorex is 3, says Melissa. Stiggy 6. Remember, this is you know, this is changeable. We can move things around. Dracorex has the spikes on the head, unlike Homalocephaly. Okay, that's reasonable. What about Pachycephalosaurus? I personally wouldn't put it much higher than a 5. I feel 6 is too generous for Stiggy. 5 feels good for Stiggy. Stiggy and Draco are nearly the same, so 1 tier below is normal. Jurassic Jaws, Packy 5 with Stiggy. Alright. For now, we'll put Stiggy, Packy, and Casmo in 5. Just for now. I think I might change. I think Stiggy should be a 4, but we'll put it in 5 for the time being. Okay, let's pick another batch of animals. Let's go with okay, let's do the one that I think is going to be most difficult, which is that one, this one, Giga, where is Giga? Where's the Giga? Hang on, is Giga not on this? Oh no, there it is. There's the Giga. We'll use the Dominion Giga. Obviously, there's a few variants on here. The variants we won't mess around with, but oh, and obviously we also need the Spino. Where is Spino? Why can't I see the Spino? Spinosaurus isn't on the list. Oh, there it is. For goodness sake, I didn't sleep particularly well, and I'm going to use that as the blame here. There we go. Sorry, folks. It's been a long day. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? So, 5 big carnivores: Acro, Kakaro, Tarbo, Giga, and Spino. I think they're all going to be in the top brackets, but where precisely we put them? Spino, I think, has to automatically be a 10. I don't think we could get away with it not being a 10. But everything else is lower than that. I'm gonna put them on where I think they should go, and we'll see how people agree. I think Kaka is a 7. I think Acro is an 8. I think Tarbo is an 8. And I think Giga is a 9. What do you people think about that? Kaka as an 8? No, nowhere near. Kaka is just too much of a letdown. The skins are awful, the look of the animal is bad, the social animation is not particularly interesting. It has nothing for it that makes it good to me, Kaka. I think Kaka is the lowest tier big carnivore. Giga is famous a lot due to Dominion. Well, ignoring the films, I mean, Giga was, well, you know, reasonably well known before that. I think 9 is a reasonable place to put Giga, especially if you're using the Dominion variant. Giga is definitely not a 10. You know, we've got a maximum of 10 animals going in 10 stars. We can't just fill it up, even if they're in the movies. I would say we have to be like really hard with ourselves and really think about which animals we think are worthy of those 10 stars. We gotta be strict. Actually, no, not necessarily King Giga. Again, just because they're big doesn't mean they are automatically being 10 stars. Since there's not much argument about this, I'm going to leave them where they are. Let's grab a couple that I think might lead to some very differences of opinion. And let's grab let's also grab no. Let's grab let's grab one of the hybrids. Let's grab you. And let's grab you. Okay. Nasutoceratops. I'm only putting it on the 5s just to get it out of the list. So where do we think Nasutoceratops belongs? Nasuto as a 7? Really? Justify that, Jurassic Jaws. If you're saying that's equivalent of a 7, and let's be fair, Triceratops... Actually, let me do this one now, because it has always annoyed me, and it's not fair. Triceratops, I do not care what Frontier thinks. It's a fucking 10-star animal. It is the most distinct... Aside from T-Rex, Stegosaurus, Velociraptor, Brachiosaurus, Triceratops is the de facto dinosaur. If you get a tub of plastic dinosaurs and there's no Triceratops in it, you would be like, this is a worthless plastic tub of dinosaurs, and throw it in the bin. Triceratops is a 10-star animal. The fact that its rating in Jurassic World Evolution 2 is so pitiful is frankly an insult. Now, if we are putting Triceratops as 10, and we have animals like Pentaceratops, Styracosaurus, And isn't there another? Maybe not. Pentaceratops. Oh, there's Sinoceratops as well. There's the hybrid Sino, Styraco. Nasuto is a 7? I think Nasuto is not quite worthy of a 7. I think Nasuto is better than Casmo in look, distinctiveness, but I don't think it's a 7. I think it's a 6. I would say it's just, if you're building a park, you would probably pick between Nasuto or Casmo if you want a sort of small-ish ceratopsian. We'll get to Anki in a bit. So I think Nasuto is a 6. Ceratosaurus. Now, I think this one might cause some controversy. Okay. Ceratosaurus in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis was only a 2-star animal. They put Ceratosaurus good lord. They believe that Ceratosaurus was the same rating as Dilophosaurus, which I find very surprising, because I know where I think Dilophosaurus should go on this list. I think it's quite distinctive thanks to its nose horn. I think its skins are quite nice. I think 8 or 7 is way too high. Cerato is a 6. But then we've got we do have things like Metriacanthosaurus to come, Megalosaurus to come, Albertosaurus, Carnotaurus. I think those are all better than Cerato, but I don't think they would be as high as Tarbo or Acro. I think Cerato should be 5. I think Cerato should be in the middle. It's your first easy to look after medium-sized carnivore. It's a 5. Eutyrannus will probably be higher, yeah. But we'll leave it at 6 for now, and we will see where we put the other medium carnivores in response, and then we'll go base. We'll might move some things around. Our first hybrid. Hybrids are always going to be controversial. Ankylodocus. Oh, okay. Here's another rule. There will not be a single hybrid in 10 stars. Let's preserve the fact that real animals are better than made-up monsters. Ankylodocus is an 8. I think Ankylodocus as an 8 is actually a really good figure for that. It's very visually distinctive. It has those luxe skins. It has a very nice skin pattern. It has its size going for it. Jurassic Jaws says a 6. Really? 6 is far too low. 7? Looking at the other hybrids in here, I think a 7 is too low for what is a sauropod. We'll leave it at 8 for now. Again, we might move some things around. Well, ignoring the limitation of it not being able to fight back. I think an 8 is fair. I agree with Zhao. Right, let's tackle some pterosaurs next. Let's do Geostembergia. Let's do Dimorphodon and Sungaripterus. We'll do Gigantoraptor in a bit, Jurassic Jaws. So, Geostembergia, where do we think? I think it's a pretty good pterosaur. Has the size going for it, has some really good skins going for it. Obviously, no pterosaurs, we can't really judge social animations or anything like that. We're going to have to really go based on size and based on skins and based on how much the general public we think would want to see it. Yeah, Kairu makes a good observation that Pteranodon and Geostembergia are basically kind of the same, but the Pteranodon would probably be... Let's do both of them at the same time. Where would we put Pteranodon? I'm almost tempted to say Pteranodon should be the 10-star, but Quetzalcoatlus kind of makes that awkward. 9 for... I think 9 for Pteranodon, given that it is so famous, I think makes a lot of sense. Maybe 8, says Zhao. Iconic, so 8 or 9. I think I'm happy with 9. Geostembergia as a 8 then? Or do we go a bit lower and go more of a 7? 7 or 8? If Pteranodon is a 9, Geo is a 7. Interesting, Jurassic Jaws. Probably says a lot about the animals you pick for your parks if you don't know Geostembergia. Hello, Rob. Could sit on equal ground with Terra, like the Stygian Pachycephalosaurus. I think 7... I think I would be okay with that. For now. Dimorphodon. Obviously it's going to be in the lower areas, I think. Four? Jurassic Jaws, your opinions on some of these animals are very high. I would say Dimorphodon is going to be 1 or a 2. Not going to be a 3. It's 2 or 1. And I know where I would put it. Actually, let's do Yehalopterus at the same time. Because I think this might cause some consternation. Where is the Yehalopterus? There he is. Okay. So here is my opinion. Yehalopterus is a 3. In my opinion, JWE2 has really great skins. And the fact that it is so cute and so adorable means it would be it's a perfect family friendly human safe animal. If people think 3 is too high, it's a 2. But Dimorphodon for me is a 1. I think Dimorphodon is not as cute, doesn't have as good skins, and I think guests coming to your park would be more happy to meet JWE2 than they would be Dimorphodon. JWE2 has the cute factor going for it, just like Hemalocephaly does. Obviously, if this was going on our personal ratings, then JWE2 would be a 10 for me, because I think it is the best pterosaur in the game. Sungaripterus. This one is a bit of an interesting one. I think it divides opinion. I know Evo is not a particular fan of Sungaripterus. I think it's very distinctive with that curved upper beak, which most paleontologists seem to think was probably an adaptation for hunting mollusks or crustaceans. The crest makes it distinct. It's not very large, so that goes against it. So Rob, what we are doing is we are rating the animals for gameplay based on JPOG star systems. So animals can go up between 1 to 10 stars, and it's not driven by personal opinion. We're thinking, you know, if we were making Jurassic World Evolution 3 use a star system for its animals, where are we putting them? In the pinned comment, you'll see what I'm using to kind of base things off of, how we're sort of judging these creatures. Sungaripterus is a 4. I think 4 is maybe a little low. I think 5. I think the beak and the crest make it very distinct. Do remember, we've got things like Pterodactylus coming. Pterodactylus is definitely a 4 or even a 3, in my opinion. Jurassic Jaws, I think you're using your personal opinion too much on some of these. Yes, Wallace. Remember, that ranking was based on my personal opinion of them in-game. This one, we're trying to think about how it would work in Jurassic World Evolution 3 if they use a star system. So there will be some changes to my personal ratings, for sure. Jurassic Jaws, you call it ugly, I call it distinctive. I'm going to leave it as 5. Okay, what shall we tackle next? Maybe since we've done some pterosaurs, let's tackle some aquatics. Let's do Notho and Archelon, because I think they're two that, again, people would have some strong opinions on. I am going to put one in myself. So Plesiosaurus. No. Where is... Hang on. Where is... Ichthy. Right. Ichthy is a 1-star animal. It's your most basic lagoon animal. Does nothing interesting. Boring socials. Terrible skins. Small. kind of pointless. 1 star lagoon animal is ichthy. So Archelon or Notho. How many do we actually have? I'm actually curious. Just gonna count them up. I think we can just put Mosasaurus in 10 because I don't think anyone's gonna argue that it shouldn't be in 10. I think it kind of by default has to be because it's Mosasaurus. There's the Meg. There's the Dunk. Is that all of them? Oh, there's the Stixo. And the Tylo. Is that all of the aquatics? Yes. So how many is hit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 13 aquatics in the game. So really, I think we're going to end up with having one at every single level. Maybe a couple of levels where we're going to have doubled up. So, oh, you missed the Sino. The Sino. There's the Sino. Okay, 14. My mistake. Okay, so let's just do. I'm going to leave these here, so we'll always have them at the top. But we'll do Archelon and Notho. I think I would put Archelon as a 5. Turtle is a solid 7. I'm very curious as to where you're going to be placing animals like Kronosaurus and Liplorodon and Elasmosaurus then in that case. I think 7 is too high for an Archelon. No, though, I would go with a 6. 6? You guys have some very interesting opinions. Yes, but again, we're not going based off personal sort of feelings about these animals. We're trying to create a... You know, the whole point of this is to try to get a system that's a bit more balanced and a bit more fair than Jurassic World Evolution 2's. It's unique, uses the rocks to chill. Alright, Jow, you've convinced me. 6 for Archelon. Then Nothosaurus is a 5. I'm gonna be really harsh about this with you guys. You know, I am the CEO here. You can have Archelon as a 6, or you can have Nothosaurus as the 6. You can't have them both as 6. One is gonna be 5, one is gonna be 4. So decide who is on top of who. Archelon as the 6 or Nothosaurus as the 6. You guys can decide, but I've put down the Notho is the 6. Archelon higher for sure, says Wallace. Nothosaurus does feel more interesting as there isn't much like it alive. Okay. What if I did this instead? Archelon as a 4, Nothosaurus as a 5. Nah, I'm leaving. Hell nah. Okay. Okay. So you guys think Nothosaurus is a 6? Because I personally think Notho is too high as a 6. Because we have Shonisaurus, Liplorodon, Elasmosaurus, Styxosaurus, Tylosaurus, and Kronosaurus, and Dunkleosteus, and Megalodon, all of which to get in this top bracket. And I don't think Nothosaurus is equivalent to any of them. Turtle 5, Notho 4. Says Jurassic Jaws. I think Nothosaurus does have the Lux skins working for it. I think... Alright. I will keep them both at 5 stars. Archelon and Nothosaurus at the same tier, 5 stars. That is me compromising. Yeah, we do care about Lux skins, King Giga. That's part of the how distinctive it is. You know, Lux skins do count. But I will accept a compromise of having both at 5. But then it may mean we have to be a little harsher, crueler with some of their other choices. Right, let's pick another one that I think people are going to argue about. Okay. Let's do the Battle of the Raptors. Deinonychus. Velociraptor. We'll use the Jurassic Park 3 picture. Velociraptor. Deinonychus. We'll put Gigantoraptor up here as well. And... Utahraptor. And Pyroraptor. Now, let me put on here where I would place these animals. First, Utahraptor 10, Velociraptor 9, Deinonychus 4, Gigantoraptor 7, Pyroraptor 6. Now, anyone got any problem with that? We'll do a Troceraptor in a little bit. I want to get the big ones. You know, we'll decide Troceraptor once we go through this. Deinonychus is too high. What, at 4? Gigantoraptor is 8. Velociraptor is a 10. Okay. Are you telling me that given the choice between the Utahraptor and the Velociraptor, that you would have the Velociraptor instead of the Utahraptor? Because as far as I'm concerned, Jurassic World Evolution 2's Velociraptor is rated quite low. And I've always personally believed the Velociraptors are overrated in the franchise. Utahraptor looks better, has better skins, is more visually distinctive, is larger. The only thing Velociraptor has going for it is its fame. And it's only famous because of Jurassic Park. If Jurassic Park hadn't happened, Velociraptor would be just as obscure as some other species, I think. Velociraptor is too iconic. I think Deinonychus would be more well known than Velociraptor without Jurassic Park. Perhaps. Okay, if we're putting Velociraptor as 10, does that mean Utahraptor is a 9? Rob. Oh, hang on. Me putting Utahraptor down to 9. He's like, no. Okay. Giganto's 8. I don't think so. Utah 9. I think Utah belongs in 10. Velociraptor is the second most well-known dinosaur of the franchise. Velociraptor should be in 9, Utahraptor should be in 10. Justify why you think Gigantoraptor is equivalent to Tarbosaurus and Acrocanthosaurus Jurassic Jaws, because I don't see it. It's not that great. I really don't think it's that great. Apart from feathers, it doesn't have that much else going for it, in my opinion. Velociraptor still feels quite similar to Atrociraptor. Better skins? I wouldn't say better. I think there are more for Acro that I like compared to Gigantoraptor. The social animation, okay, it does have a better social. Okay, Jurassic Jaws, where are you putting Deinonychus then? If you're saying, are you saying that Gigantoraptor is a 8 and Deinonychus is a 9? Because I would definitely disagree with you there. I would definitely disagree that Deinonychus is a 9. I would say Deinonychus is better than Gigantoraptor. And I think Deinonychus wouldn't go much higher than an 8. Also, can I just say, I think we are having a much more in-depth conversation about where we're putting these animals than Frontier ever did. I do not believe the Frontier ever went into such active debate about these animals. Dino is an 8. Velociraptor should be in 10 and Utah in 9. People don't understand how powerful name fame is. For instance, in a zoo, a mammoth would be more iconic than larger mammals because of the name. That is true, Wallace. I think, obviously, the name really does count for something. That's why Triceratops is in as a 10. Even though I personally think Jurassic World Evolution's Triceratops is maybe a 5 at best. Oh, Megalodon. We'll get to Megalodon, because I think we're going to have... Megalodon may lead to an argument. I'm going to put Gigantoraptor as a 7. I'm going to be strict. Velociraptor stays at 10. Utah stays at 9. Dino... I noticed that no one's discussing Pyroraptor and Dino. So are people happy with Pyro as a 6, Dino as a 4? Jurassic Jaws, Cairo. Deinonychus is a 3. You're saying Deinonychus is as good as Draco Rex? Because I don't believe that. It's too tadpole-like. But I think that makes it distinctive. That's a bit like saying the modern, scientifically accurate depiction of Spinosaurus is too tadpole-like. It makes it distinctive. I think the basilisk frills on the Deinonychus do make it stand out. Hello, sarcastically paleontologist. Yeah, see, I would argue it's more distinct than the Atrociraptor. I would agree with Cairo. I think I'm going to leave the Deinonychus as 4. We'll see as we start putting more animals in if we shift it around. Let's go and tackle another... I'm just going to get rid of all these variants, actually. I'm just going to put them all at the bottom. These variants are not going to be distinct species of their own. They don't need to... go elsewhere. Right. Let's do some sauropods. Brachy, Kamara, and Amarga. Brachiosaurus, I don't think we can get around it. Brachiosaurus is a 10. Brachiosaurus is, again, one of the most famous of all Jurassic dinosaurs, and again, I think most people know Brachiosaurus. So Brachy has to be 10, which means we're already up to 6. We're already up to 6. I fear as we go through and hit some important animals, some of these may come under fire. The Velociraptor may drop yet. Camarasaurus then. Camara as an 8. I don't agree with you there, Wallace. I think 8 is too high. Camara as a 7. If you're putting Camara in 7, where would you put Dippy and Apato? Would you say Dippy and Apato are 6s? Would you have them as 7s as well? Because the other thing I want to try and do with this rating system is to make every animal feel... if you have multiple animals from the same family of dinosaur, to make them feel useful. So if we can avoid putting multiple types of sauropod in the same place, multiple types of hadrosaur in the same place. It's why I don't really like Stygia and Pachycephalosaurus being on the same. I feel like that makes them, you know, kind of makes having both of them useless. You want to feel like the next Pachycephalosaurid you unlock is improving the park. No way Kamara can't be higher than Pyro. Dippy should go in 8. Apato in 9. Wow. Given that we have a lot of other big sauropods to fit in here, I'm going to leave Kamara at 7, but we may move it. We may move it down to 6. We'll see. Because I kind of do see Camarasaurus as like your basic introductory sauropod almost. Kamara is just like, yeah, I mean, the model is ugly. If we were going based off of like my personal opinion of these things, Kamara would be nowhere near the top of this list. Camarasaurus in Prehistoric Kingdom, beautiful. Camarasaurus in this, probably one of the most ugliest animals in the game. Let's leave Kamara at 7. My boy Amargasaurus. As far as I'm concerned, 6. It is so visually distinctive, great skins, cute as hell. I personally don't think it's any lower than 6. Especially if we have Camarasaurus at 7. I think Amargasaurus at 6 works nicely. Niger would automatically be a 5. Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I mean, I would be tempted to say almost a 4 for Niger, but we'll tackle that when we get to Niger. Let's do another big dinosaur group. Let's do the Hadrosaurids, and let's go with the one that I think is going to cause most conversation. Let's look at Para, let's look at Orano, or Awarano, as Nigel called it, and Edmonto. Okay, Parasaurolophus, I would almost say, should be a 10. I think Para is really, really distinctive, and I think people do know about it. But I think, given the other animals we have to come, I think Para, we might have to sacrifice a little bit and put it as a 9. So we can have space in the 10s. Where did JPOG put Para? Let's have a look. Okay, so JPOG actually puts it as a 3. They put it below Ankylosaurus, below Stego, below Trike, and below Brachy. I almost think it's way too harsh. I think Para as 9. Because I think if push comes to shove, you're going to pick Triceratops over Para. Like, if you asked the general public to name a dinosaur, I think more people are going to name Trike than Para. So I think Para at 9. Oranosaurus. I think Oranosaurus is a 4. I think it's awful. I think there's absolutely nothing about the Orano. Maybe the hump makes it a 5. Maybe. But I'm even tempted to say 5 might be too much. We got Maiasaura. Yeah, that's true. What do we think about Edmonto then? Edmonto as a 4? Edmonto 4, Maya 3. 7? Really, Jurassic Jaws? I think you're still being driven by your heart here rather than your head. Edmontosaurus is better than Orano. You would say Edmonto is a 6 or a 7. Really? Even what about Allura Titan then? Where are you putting Allura Titan? Because for me, Allura Titan is an 8. Like, some of these animals have to be kind of basic beginner animals for players. You know, the things they're gonna start with, and you want them to have a range of animals to start with. There has to be some hadrosaurs in the lower end, and I think Edmonto suits that. I'm sorry, Berenson. Yeah, but King Giga, Allura Titan has the better crest. And the better colours. What about... Hang on, let's... Okay, where would people put Corythosaurus then? Oh, I don't agree with that, Sarcastic. I don't think Edmonto is anywhere near equivalent to Amaga. Cory is like a 3. Ah, okay, King Giga, sorry. So you would put Corytho as a 3. Now, I actually kind of agree with that. I think that's fine. But I would say, if you're having Corytho as a 3, Edmonto as a 4 makes sense. Because, in my opinion, they're both kind of the same, really. Kind of beginner-level hadrosaurs. Edmonto has the better skins. This one seems... I think this one we are going to have to, like, almost do all of them at once. Where is... Because I think there's, like, three hadrosaurs that kind of go together that I think people argue quite a bit about. Okay. So, Maiasaura, Edmonto, Corytho. Where are we putting these? If you're saying Corytho is a 3, where are you putting Maiasaura? Maiasaura has to be a 1. I honestly don't think we could put Maiasaura as a 1, no matter how ugly and how much we hate it. I think it's definitely a 3, 4, or 5. We have to accept it's a 3, 4, or 5 for fairness. So Maya is a 3. Then I would say Coritho has to be a 4. Because I think I prefer Coritho to Maya. That would bump Edmonto to 5. I know, Jurassic Jules, but I am the CEO. It's also about not what you guys think. You know, I'm doing my best to do this democratically, but some of you just have some very weird ideas. Edmonto as a 5 is okay. Okay, so we have two hadrosaurs at 5. Jurassic Jaws, let's not go near voting. I think there are... next week's voting is going to be bad enough for the people in America, that's for sure. Alright, if people are happy with 5, 4, and 3 for those... okay, let's tackle... let's think about another 10. I think Stegosaurus has to go in as 10. I don't think we could avoid having it as a 10. Stego at 10? Look, ignoring the fact that the skins are terrible, it is a very famous dinosaur. It is very visually distinctive. I think a lot of people know Stego. I don't think we could avoid having Stego as a 10. Should be 8 or 9, but certainly not 10. If Stego is 10, then what about Terra and Giga? Well, I think it's pretty certain that Quetz is going to end up as a 10, is it not? And I don't think you'd say Pteranodon is equivalent to the Kets. Stego is a 10 for sure. 9. Quetz is an 8. Interesting. This is going to be a very interesting list. Okay. Okay. To me, Stegosaurus, Trike, Rex, Brachii, and Raptor are the big 5. I would agree with Cairo. I think Stego has to be a 10. Okay, let's grab... Okay, there's a few here that I think people wouldn't really complain that much about. Coelophysis is a 2-star for me. Stegosaurus, I'm going to say, is a 1-star. Troodon, I'm going to say... Actually, let's do Troodon as a 2, Coelophysis as a 3-star. What do people think about those? Segi, Truro, Celo. Swap Troodon and Celo. What's your basis for that, sarcastic paleontologist? Why would you put Troodon above Coelophysis? Troodon has more going for it. In what way? It's smaller than the Coelophysis. I'd say on skins they're about equal. And I don't think Troodon having its fake poison bite, we're not really thinking about combat here. Remember, Wallace, that size is only one factor. Thinking about all of the hadrosaurs in the game are all of a certain size anyway. Like, we want the dinosaurs at each rating to also be a range of dinosaur family groupings. We don't want all of the hadrosaurs in the top. Otherwise, we're just going to end up with, like, low star animals being all, you know, of a certain size. It's only one aspect that we're looking at it. Troodon is bigger than Cena. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure Troodon is smaller. Maybe it isn't. It's been a while since I've used Troodon, to be fair. Troodon is more famous. Is it? Has better colours. Maybe. Better social than the Celo. That I could probably get behind. The poison, again, I don't think it makes it interesting inherently, because it's only really noticeable when it's biting something, and it's a purely combat feature. You know, Dilophosaurus can spit poison regardless, and it has the frills as part of it and everything else. Celo is 2, Troodon is 3. Okay, I'm okay with that, if you guys are okay with that. Celo is the more iconic Triassic period animal, that's true. Okay, if people are reasonably happy with that, let's grab another hybrid, and let's grab... let's do the big one. I think the one that's going to be most controversial to do. Where are we putting Indorex? Since there are no hybrids in 10 stars, where are we putting Indorex? 9 says King Giga says 9. Eight or 9 says Gel. If not in 10, then 9. 9 or 8 is good. Can't be in the same level as Ankylodochus. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with that, actually. Okay. 9 for Indominus Rex. Yeah, plus we have to remember his unlock requirements. Let's do some more pterosaurs. Let's get the Quets out the way. Where are we putting Quets? Because I thought most people would say automatically Quets has to be a 10. But it seems like you guys don't necessarily agree. Jurassic, when are you going to unlock members? Well, the problem with I'll discuss that in a minute, Jurassic Jaws. Let's figure out where we're going to put Quets first. I would say 9. So you're saying it's as famous as Pteranodon? I mean, that's probably the case now. 10 or switch with Terra. It's the biggest, it's an all-star. It is very hard to rate. I think the problem with the Quetzalcoatlus is, let's be fair, the model we have, because it's based on the movie, is preposterously oversized. Like, it's almost 4 times the size that it should be. If the Quetzalcoatlus was actually modeled correctly, it would only be just a bit bigger than Pteranodon. Possibly a controversial opinion, but it got its fame from the movie as a stupid reason to take away points from the animal. Potentially for a game based on the movie, potentially. But again, we're trying to be fair. I'd say the public would be more wowed by the size of the Quetz and its appearance. If the Quetzalcoatlus was modelled to the correct size, would it still be a 10? Or would you say it's equivalent to Pteranodon? If it was the correct size, no, a little bit bigger than Pteranodon, but not by the level it is now, which of the two would be the 10? Because Pteranodon is the one that is most famous because people know it. Even if it was correct, I'd still say 10. Quetz is less popular than Pteranodon, but its size makes it... It's tied with Pterodactyls, with Pteranodon. But I think we should have a 10-star pterosaur. We've got a 10-star lagoon. We should have a 10-star pterosaur. I think we're just quibbling over which one it is. Pteranodon, because Pteranodon is famous, or more famous, more well-known. Or Quetz, because Quetz is, because of the movie, larger. If we have to have a 10-star pterosaur, then it should be the Quetz. I think we can't really avoid that. I think we have to have it in there as the 10. Even though I don't personally agree that it's a 10-star, I would always probably rank Pteranodon above the Quetz. I think in terms of gameplay, I think the Quetz is kind of one of those... It's a bit like T-Rex. It has to be a 10 as rating. There's no other place for you to put it. Well, regardless of the fact it can't fit in the aviary, because that's not really the Quetz's fault. That's the game. That's fucking Frontier's fault. Memenchisaurus. Where do we think Memenchi? Obviously, somewhere in the top end. But where do we think for Memenchi? 6? Lower than Camarasaurus? Memenchi is bigger. 9. I don't think I'd go as high as 9. We've got Dreadnoughtus to come. 8. I think 8 makes sense. Yes, you're average. We are doing a dinosaur rating today. I wanted something a bit more talky. Because we have been playing a lot of games. I just wanted something where you guys could like interact a lot more with me. The day Momenchi is worse than Kamara is the day hell freezes over. Dread is, yeah, Dreadnoughtus I think automatically has to become a 9. If we're not having, I don't think we can afford to put it as a 10. I think Dread has to be a 9. So I think that by default makes Momenchi an 8. Unless we drop Camarasaurus down to 6 and have Momenchi as 7. Anki is a 10. We'll look at Anki in a minute. What do we think about Kamara 6, Menchi 7, Dreaders 9? No, Dread as 8. You'd put Dread as 8. Interesting. Okay, let's keep Momenchi and Kamara where they are then. So Kamara is 6, Momenchi is 7. Okay, let's tackle Ankylosaurus. True sarcastic, although we're not doing variant changes, because obviously in the game it doesn't matter what variant you put in, it doesn't change the rating of the animal. So you know, variants don't matter here. Anki is 7. Rob says 8 or 9. Anki should be 8. Where what actually like Ankylosaurs do we even have in the game? Let's just have a quick look here. Is that all of them? Oh no, there's Sauropelta. The one everyone forgets about, Sauropelta. And there's Minmai too. Would people agree that Ankylosaurus should be the highest rated Ankylosaurid? So, ignoring what rating you put it at, does Ankylosaurus automatically, is it automatically the highest of the rated Ankies? Most people seem to say yes. Okay. If that is the case, where do we put, is Anki a 10? Because that would leave us with only one more space. And there are some big names coming. Megalodon, for example. Chrono, for example. Jurassic Jaws says yes, 10, 10, 10, 10. Chrono's a 9. Anki is not a 10, 9. Anki is equivalent to Parasaurolophus and Pteranodon. I kind of agree with that. Shut it, Dragon. Let's not be rude. It's better than Giganotor out of fame and design. Same with Geo, more solitary than Kakara and less area requirement than Tread. If Stego is a 10, then Anki should be. That's true. Ankylosaurus should be with Giga Power and Terra. Okay. Which is the highest then? Stego or Anki? If Anki is not a 10, Stego is still more popular than Ankylosaurus. Stego is higher, Stego is higher. See, okay, so most people would agree that Stego is the higher rated animal. I would agree with that, Kairu. I think the Anki in-game as well, the skins are not particularly great. That works against it. And we are counting skins here. Swap Anki with Quetz. Ooh. I think Ankylosaurus stays at 9. As much as I love Anki, I think Stego is better, and I don't think Anki deserves one of the last two 10s. If we have a 10-star slot left at the end, I will put Ankylosaurus in it. If, because I don't think we will. In fact, I think we're going to struggle to not get more than 10. Minmai, I don't think anyone will argue if I put it as a 2. Crichtonsaurus, I think, is a 3. Actually, I would say Nodosaurus is a 3, Crichton is a 4. Still arguing about Anki and Pteranodon. I ain't a fan of those 3, so whatever for me. Fletcher, hear me out. The giant bird is not better than my Ankylosaurus. I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. Anki is at 9 for now. I think I would probably, if 2, 3, and 4 for Minmai, Nodo, and Crichton, I think 5 for Polacanthus, 6 for Sauropelta, Euoplocephalus 7, Euoplocephalus 8. I wouldn't put Sauropelta any higher than 6. In fact, I'm tempted to say Sauropelta is a 5 and put Polacanthus down to 4. Yeah, Sauropelta 5, Polacanthus 4 with Crichtonsaurus. 2 for Minmai. Yeah, Minmai's already a 2. It's interesting, we don't have any herbivores in 1 star yet. I would almost be tempted to say that I think Minmai should be a 1 star. Oh, we got Oviraptor, I suppose, coming. If Minmai was 1 star, is that too? Oh yeah, there's Microceratops. Good point. Good point, Robert. Good point. Let's put Microceratops in there now. Oh, do we think the pig goes in there as well? Listro is also 1 star. Micro would be 2. Very cool skins. But it's a lot smaller than Himalacephaly. Listro is a 1 as... Yep. Okay. Let's do the battle of the 2 big name medium carnivores. I'm going to put them as 6s to start with. Allosaurus and Carnotaurus. Before we even mentioned the rating, which of the 2 is going to be higher? Allo higher or Carno higher? We'll decide the rating after, but which of the 2 is going to be higher up? Jurassic Drill says Carno. I mean, obviously the Carnotaurus has the horns going for it. I also think Carno has the better skins. Allo is the iconic one. I would actually argue Carnotaurus is the more iconic. I knew about Carnotaurus before I knew about Allosaurus. Carnotaurus was like one of the early dinosaur carnivores I knew of. Allo is the poster boy of the Jurassic period. Carno is the more famous, has the better skins, more distinct, better social. I only knew him from the Disney dinosaur movie. Okay. If Allosaurus is higher up, where are we putting Allosaurus? Yeah, Allosaurus has gotten a lot more fame thanks to Walking with Dinosaurs. But again, where would we be putting Allo then? If Allo is the highest ranked, where in here is it going? I don't think Allo should be higher than 8. In fact, I'm tempted to say I don't think Allo is higher than 7. Joust is 7. So it would be like this. Allo at 7, Carno at 6. That makes Carno equivalent to Cerato, which I don't think is quite fair. I think if we have Allo at 7 and Carno at 6, I think Cerato has to be bumped down to 5. Allo at 8. Carno at 7. Cerato back to 6. That makes Allosaurus equivalent to Tarbo. And we do have Albertosaurus to go. Carno 8, Allo 7. I love how Jurassic Jaws has like a completely opposite perspective practically on every animal so far. Oh yeah, and Suko. We've got to find where Suko goes. I also think there's an issue with not having a middle of the line carnivore. And I personally think both Metri and Megalo and Kinjal are better than Cerato. So I think we'll knock Cerato to 5, have Carno as 6, have Allo as 7. Because I think Tarbo and Acro are better than Allo. And I do think Carno is as good as Pyro. What if we had them both as 7s? Is that more agreeable? Both at 7? This is more exciting here than every sports betting. Jurassic Jaws says that's fine to have them both at 7. Allo has more name, he has to say an 8. Better skins. I don't agree with that. Allo's skins absolutely suck. In Jurassic World Evolution 2, Allo's skins suck. Even the Dominion variant, I can't find many in there that I actually like. Rob Earth's like, nah, they're not equivalent. I would say 6 as it's better than Urano, but Pyro should be lower then. See? The more animals we put in here, I think the more difficult it makes some of the decisions we've already made. Because some may end up getting knocked down or change as a result. So you would say Cerato belongs in 6, not 5? And you would say Pyroraptor deserves to be in 5, not 6? And you would keep Allo and Carno at 7s, or would you put Allo back to 8? So it goes Allo, Carno, Cerato, Pyro. Is that the order we're going for here? Jurassic Jaws says no. I personally think 5 is too low for Pyroraptor because Pyro does have the feathers going for it. It is also a small carnivore, so I think it can be the same as Cerato. I think, you know, we don't have a small carnivore in 6, so... Allo gets outclassed by Torvo and Saurophaganax? Aloe and Carno 7. Cerato and Pyro 6. Interesting. So where would you put Majungasaurus? Since we're on the medium theropods, where are you putting Majunga? 7? No. God, no. Majunga's nowhere near those. If you're gonna say Aloe and Carno is 7, I think Majunga has to be 5. I think Cerato is better than Majunga by a country mile. Exactly, I would agree with Kairu there. I think Majunga is not visually distinctive enough to make it higher than 5. I think this stream we're able to know what are Jurassic Jaws' favourite animals. Ankylosaurus, Majungasaurus. The skins are not important for you, Rob. Interesting. King Giga says 7 or 6. But then I think if we put it at 6, we artificially have to put Cerato and Pyro higher. I think Majunga is equivalent to all of these. Easily. I mean, I'm almost tempted to say... No, though, goes up to 6 if we put Majunga in 5? Maybe? What if we went lower? What if we put Majunga as 4? Like, Deinonychus is your beginning, is like your introductory, like, raptor. Majungasaurus is like your introductory medium theropod. Metriacanthosaurus and Megalo are both above Majunga for me. For different reasons. Because we've also got Kinjausaurus and Alberto to put in here somewhere. And I personally think Kinjau or Alberto will be an 8. With the other one maybe a 7. So again, we might knock a couple down a bit. Tyrannus. Yeah, so maybe Carno and Aloe go down again, and Cerato has to go down again. I mean, what we should end up with is we should have most animals sort of be a 7. Between a 7 and a 4 should be where most animals are for distribution of rating sake. So far I think we're doing okay. Alberto is a solid 8. Tyrannus is a 9. Megalo should be above 6. So I think then Cerato would be bumped down. But let's leave the I'm going to leave Majunga at 4. Let's move on to... let's do another pterosaur. The pterosaurs are proving very interesting. Thanatos Dracon. Let's pick our newest one. 9? 4? Jurassic Jaws. The worst takes I've ever seen. Literally only knew about it because of Jurassic World Evolution. Same here. I'd never heard of Thanatos Dracon before now. Maybe a 6 or a 7. I do think it's better than Geosternbergia. And the skins are good. think it's going to be 8 or 9. Does it beat Terra? I think Pteranodon has the fame factor over Thanatos Dracon. And I think if you use the Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon, I think the skins are better. Terra has the fame. Sure, Jurassic Jaws. Oh, I was gonna say why we don't have memberships yet. I forgot about that. We'll discuss that like the very end. Put my giant feather raptor in 8. No. I don't know if Thanatos Dracon surpasses Geostembergia given the crest. Thanatos does have the size. I think Thanatos Dracon has the size advantage over Geostembergia. Your child is a 7. 7 out of 10 is still not bad. I have, every video game company and reviewer, 7 out of 10 is still pretty good. My child will not be the top 3. Like I say, these are all changeable, and depending on what we put where, but at the moment, I think 7 is happy. I think we are going to have a second part of this stream. It will probably be next Friday. Or next Sundays. If people are around more on Sunday than Friday, I'll do it on Sunday. Okay, let's do one more animal this stream. I'm gonna shut my eyes and just roam the mouse around and see what we get, okay? So I'm gonna go here. Herrera. Okay. Herrerasaurus. Ooh. I'd say 3. I think Deinonychus is better. And I don't think I'd put Deinonychus as 5. What other small carnivores do we have yet to go? We've got like Atrociraptor, Proceratosaurus, Sinosauropteryx, the Oviraptor. Yeah. I think 3 for Herrera is fair. Australovenator is definitely better than Deinonychus, so Australovenator is probably going to be a 6, maybe a 5. I'm going to say 4 for Herrera, but that makes it equivalent to Deinonychus, and I think Deinonychus is more distinctive, has the better skins than Herrera, whose skins have been ruined by Jurassic World Evolution 2. Oh yeah, there's Monolophosaurus as well. Yeah, Monolopho is my 5, I think. I think Herrera is 3. I think Herrera just has nothing going for it. It's just a bog standard small carnivore with terrible skins. It doesn't have anything distinct or interesting about it. It's just a bog standard small carnivore. That being said, I personally would put Dilophosaurus as a 2. That might be some controversy there next week when we talk about Dilo, because I don't think Dilo belongs anywhere higher than 5. So there might be quite a lot of discussion and debate about that. I'm going to leave Herrera as 3 for now. Just for now. Because obviously we'll come back to this next Sunday. Jurassic Jaws asked about memberships. So I don't see the point of them at the moment. The channel is just way too tiny to make them worthwhile having. And there isn't anything that I could provide to members at the moment. You know, I would rather everyone be able to tune into every stream, that everyone be able to watch every video. I just don't see the point in having members only stuff at the moment, or even having memberships. You know, channel growth this year has been about 50% lower than last year. Something me and Eva were talking about. We are baffled by why Triclaw's done so badly. I personally put it down to Jurassic World Evolution fatigue. I think the player base just isn't there anymore. And, you know, the lack of news about Jurassic World Evolution has really not helped, so... The lack of, like, good dinosaur TV shows as well hasn't helped this year. Like, last year we had Dinosaur with Stephen Fry and Prehistoric Planet. We haven't had anything like that this year, so that probably also hasn't helped. Plesiosaur is a 2. A bit low, I think. Plesiosaur is 3 or 4. Although I do wonder, the last 2. Shall we do the last 2 10 stars while we're here? Is there anything in here that we haven't put that's a 10 star? Jurassic Jaws. I'm not sure I would use Legion. Well, if people want to support, obviously they can donate in streams, or at some point I need to set up like a Patreon or a Ko-Fi or whatever they call it, so that people can contribute that way if they like. Memberships are also like really annoying to do because you have to make a video for it and everything else. Maybe once the channel gets bigger. Megalodon. Thery. See, I was thinking Thery as a 10 star. I think there's a couple of options. I think Meg as well is a possibility. Maybe not that one. Yeah. Okay. And I'm gonna say maybe Para should be in the running. So I think we have 4 possible running mates for 10 stars. Megalodon, Therizino, Parasaurolophus, Dinosaurs. Mega is like the T-Rex of the water. Frontier did a great job. It's a 10. Theri does have potential for a 10. What about Dinosaurs? Do we think Duck is a 10? Theri is a 9. Duck is a 10? What about no one going to argue that Para should really be a 10? I mean, I'm surprised no one's saying, what about Chrono as another contender for 10? What about Shawnee as another contender for 10? I just want you guys to argue. I don't think Dinosaurs is 10. Dino is an 8 or a 9. Dino is a good 10. Theri is a good 9. Theri is a 10. Maybe the Parrot is famously a dinosaur for 10. Meg is an auto 10. No one knew what the hell Theri was without the documentaries and stuff. Megalodon feels like a 10 due to its popularity in the minds of people and its role in the media. Chrono is a 9. Well, we'll have to figure it out next time. I'm gonna leave that question hanging. I'm gonna stop the music now. I'm gonna leave that question hanging, and we'll see if anyone's opinion changes this time next week for who the last 2 top 10s are. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for being really active this stream, really getting involved. I like streams like this. I kind of almost prefer them to gaming ones. I like being able to talk to people, you know, as a teacher. I suppose that's part of my thing. And it was very intense. Yeah, a lot of different opinions here, which I find very interesting. But yeah, so next week there will be stream on Wednesday. Fallout should be free. Stream on Friday. Stream on Sunday. There is a video already prepared to go next week. I believe it is the park tour around Isla Sodor. Let me just double check what that video is for next week. No. So next week's video is why I think modular building would be bad for Jurassic World Evolution 3. So give that a check out when it comes out on Wednesday. And yeah, I will see you guys later. But until then, wherever you are, please do stay safe and enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Good night.